Good morning, bonjour à tous. I'm very excited and pleased to announce that there will be two People's Party of Canada candidates in the October 26 by-elections in Toronto Centre and New York Centre. My colleague, Baljit Bawa, who was a PPC candidate in last year's general elections, will represent our party in Toronto Centre. As for me, I will run here in York Centre. The People's Party is only 2 years old. We are the fastest growing party in Canadian history. During our first year, we succeeded in setting up a national organization and ran candidates in almost every riding in the country. Although we did not elect any candidates, 300,000 Canadians gave us their support. Some commentators predicted or hoped that we would disappear after last year's result. They will be disappointed. On the contrary, our party has consolidated its organization and continued to grow and received support from thousands of Canadians during the past year. We have a national headquarters with 6 full-time employees. We have organizers in every region of the country. We have money in the bank, and we plan to have candidates everywhere again when the next general election will be called. We are here to stay as one of Canada's main political options. And the reason for that is that we are the only party with a clear message and set of policies that put Canadians first. The People's Party is the only party that has denounced the disastrous effects of COVID-19 lockdowns on our economy, our public finances, and on Canadians' health and physical and mental health. We don't need to close down and flatten our economy to fight this virus. And many other countries, as we know now, have showed that they can fight the virus without any lockdowns. The lockdown measures are a frontal attack on our fundamental freedoms. They also make no sense from a health perspective. The lockdowns will cause more people to die from other causes like cancer, depression, and suicide than will die from COVID-19. Thousands of small businesses will close their doors because of the lockdowns, and millions of Canadians will eventually lose their jobs, lose their savings, and lose their dreams. The Liberal government is spending hundreds of billions of dollars it doesn't have to keep the economy afloat. This is completely unsustainable, irresponsible, and unfair. We are going to pass on a massive debt to our children and grandchildren. The Liberals, with the support of the NDP, are also exploiting this crisis to bring in new socialist programs that will further bankrupt our economy. All the other parties are afraid to criticize pandemic hysteria and support the lockdowns and these destructive economic policies. The People's Party is the only party that proposes a moratorium on immigration until the economic crisis is over and the unemployment rate is back to normal, and then a substantial decrease in immigration levels with a focus on economic immigration instead of family reunification. If, like half of Canadians, You agree that we need a pause on immigration. Don't expect anything from the new Red Tory leader of the Conservative Party, Aaron O'Toole. He supports the record levels of immigration brought in by the Trudeau government. The People's Party is the only party that opposes globalism and the UN push for global governance and global socialism. We will reduce Canada's presence in dysfunctional UN institutions to a minimum and withdraw from treaties such as the Global Compact for Migration and the Paris Climate Accord that threaten our sovereignty. The PPC is the only party that will abolish the foreign aid except for help in emergency situations. Before we send money to build roads and provide health care and education in Africa and Asia, we should take care of the many Canadians in need. The People's Party is the only party that will end the practice of pandering and buying votes from interest groups and political clienteles with taxpayers' money. We are doing politics for all Canadians. The PPC is the only party that opposes climate alarmism and will not increase taxes or regulations to fight global warming, but will instead focus on implementing practical solutions to make Canada's air, water, and soil cleaner. The PPC is the only party that rejects political correctness and will protect free speech. On all these issues and more, the PPC is the only federal party that offers policies that are completely different from those of the other parties. A majority of Canadians, or substantial minorities, agree with us on all these issues. Many still don't know that we exist or what we stand for. Others are concerned that they will split the anti-Trudeau vote if they support us. I want to tell them today, if you don't support and vote for what you want, you will never get it. Besides, the so-called vote split is irrelevant in these by-elections. No matter the result, Canadians will be left with this broken Liberal government. Citizens of York Centre and Toronto Centre have a real opportunity to send a message to the Conservative Party of Canada and the other corrupt globalist parties. You need our voice in Canadian politics. You need our voice to make sure that these principles and policies are out there, that they are part of our political debates, that someone will fight for them. Without us, you are left with unprincipled politicians, establishment parties that will put their interest first, not yours, not those of Canada. I'm a realistic person, and I know that the chances I will be elected MP for York Centre are very slim. But that's not the only goal of this campaign. The main goal as a young political party is to continue to reach out to more Canadians, to develop our organization, to consolidate our place as a national party with a distinct voice. We have a fantastic team of volunteers here in York Centre who will help me campaigning during the next 3 weeks. A few words now about my colleague Baljit Bawa before he addresses you. Baljit is an accomplished technology professional, community leader, academic, and winner of the Top 25 Canadian Immigrant Award in 2011. He volunteered for the Liberal Party for several years and has a lot of experience with political organization. Baljit joined the PPC because he viewed it as the only party that would put Canadians first. We will both answer your questions after Baljit has said a few words. Baljit?
Thank you, Maxime. Thanks for a very impressive introduction of me and my accolades. Yes, I have been into politics for quite a long time. As an immigrant, when I came to Canada 20 years ago, yes, Liberals was the option. And I do remember Toronto Centre as my house when I started working there, and 13 years on the Bay Street with different major organizations here. I was called a strong Liberal when we rebuilt, when I was volunteering and contributing to Bob Rae's campaign, all the way up to Chrystia Freeland also. But after Justin Trudeau took over, Liberals swayed away from their fundamental values. I still call myself a classical Liberal, but PPC gave me the hope when 2 years ago, Maxime Bernier came out with a total new party, a party which thinks or which considers Canada and Canadians first. I, as Baljit Bawa, your candidate from People's Party, with whatever credentials I have in politics, I ensure you that I will stand strong as your voice in the Parliament, not like Liberals, those who have not only created the distrust, not only used your vote to fill their own families and friends with your taxpayer money. We know it. What Bill Morneau has already resigned amidst the We charity, and now NDP has joined them by saying shut down the investigation committee for We. This is not politics what Canadians want. This is not Toronto Centre voters who want the representation. Right now, Liberals have left you all by yourself in a way what you trusted them for last 30 years. It's time for change. Not NDP, not Liberal, not Conservative, what they say, not left, not right. PPC is a voice to move forward. And I, as Baljit Bawa, your choice for People's Party of Canada, elections happening on the 26th, looking forward for your support and to be your voice in the Parliament. Thank you.
Thank you, Baljit. Thank you, Baljit. So if you have any questions, I'll be pleased to answer it. Merci. Thank you.